Good morning, children. Today we will learn a new interesting chapter from Geography, Interior of the Earth. Before that, we will have a brief introduction about the formation of our beautiful, fantastic Earth. How was the Earth formed? Our Earth was not as it is today. It was a round ball of homogeneous molten material revolving around the sun. As the liquid slowly cooled down, the denser materials sank towards the interior of the earth where they formed the metallic core. At the same time, the lighter, less denser elements were pushed out to the surface, which formed the earth's crust. This led to the formation of the earth with several different layers of the earth, very much like an onion. These layers are arranged one on top of the other. Now we shall have a study of the interior of our beautiful earth. In the introduction, we heard how the earth was being formed, and the earth was compared to an onion. Here on board I have drawn the cross section of an onion where you can see concentric layers of onion. This is similar the case with the earth, where earth is divided into different layers which you call as crust, mantle and the core. So we will learn what is the crust. The crust is the thinnest outermost layer of the earth where you live, or the outermost layer of the earth is called as the crust. Now, crust is of two types, continental crust and oceanic crust. It is divided into two, continental crust and oceanic crust. Oceanic crust is found beneath the ocean and it's only 5 kilometers thick. And it's made up of silica and magnesium. It is made up of silica and magnesium. Oceanic crust is made up of silica and magnesium, which you call by the name as Sima. S-I-M-A. You also call it as Sima. Now, the continental crust is as thick as about 35 kilometers and it's composed of two minerals, silica and alumina. Silica and alumina, A-L-U-M-I-N-A, which you call as Sial, S-I-A-L. Oceanic crust is made up of two minerals, silica and magnesium. You call it as Sima. Silica Si and magnesium Mg. You call it as Ma. You call it as Sima. Oceanic continental crust is made up of silica and alumina. Silica Si and alumina Al, which you call as Cr. Now there are places which are very thick as well as places which are very thin. Now, when the earth's crust get ruptured, you know what will happen. You know that the interior of the earth is composed of hot molten material. So, when the crust of the earth get ruptured, this molten magma along with ash and gas, they gushes out to the surface of the earth, which you call as a volcano. This released magma, you call it as magma. The materials that come out, hot molten materials that come out of a volcano, you call it as magma. This magma coming to the earth's surface solidifies and you call it as lava. And one of the examples of such solidified lava is the Hawaiian Islands, which is being formed as a result of a volcanic eruption that has occurred underneath the sea. Now the next layer is the mantle. Next layer is the mantle. I hope you understood crust. Crust is divided into two, continental and oceanic crust. The next layer is the mantle. Mantle is about 2,900 kilometers deep and thereby it is the thickest among all the three layers of the earth. And this mantle is made up of certain viscous material. Viscous means, see, although it is in a liquid state, it is not able to flow freely. Such type of materials are called as viscous materials. So, mantle is made up of viscous materials. Here, the temperature and pressure is very high and being located below the crust of the earth. Now, this material is more viscous than tar. You know what is tar, and you know it is a liquid also, but it is very difficult for it to flow. And it's a you call it as semi-solid. It's like solid and liquid. So you call it as semi-solid, but it can flow. Now again, as we go deeper, again and again, you find that it becomes hotter and hotter. This portion you call it as the core of the earth. Core is divided into two, inner core and outer core. So outer core is the portion that comes just below the mantle. It's also made up of two minerals, nickel and iron. It is made up of two minerals, nickel, NiCkel, nickel and iron, where you call it as knife, Nife. You call it as knife. Nickel and iron, this portion is called as the knife, and it's always in a liquid state. And what will happen when the temperature is hotter? Here it's very hot. As you go interior and interior, the temperature becomes hotter and hotter. So what happens to the inner core when you move again interior? And the inner core, it is about 5000 to 6000 degree Celsius temperature, but it is in a solid state. Can you state why it is in a solid state even though these areas are very hotter? This is because here the pressure is very high. Here the temperature is also very high and the pressure is also very high. And because of the great pressure here, the materials get solidified and it is in a solid form. So that is the inner core. So these are the three layers of the earth: crust, mantle and the core. I hope you understood the three layers and the minerals which are being found here. Thank you.